Here we go. Okay, it looks like we are live coming up on our YouTube. Thank you everyone for joining. Hopefully others will trickle in. I know it looks like we got a couple people watching right now. Um, I'm going to say this multiple times throughout the episode, but definitely make sure to engage because unless you're signed into your Google account, and honestly, I don't even know if then, but otherwise we don't know who's watching. So definitely engage in the chat. We definitely want, obviously, as we've had with our other live streams. You just heard me echo because Tyler was looking at the stream on his phone.
About that.
No, you're good. But definitely engage with us in the chat. We love to talk with you guys and make it a very involved episode as we have with our other live streams on like Instagram and stuff. So awesome. So we honestly could probably get started. Definitely, if you've got people who you want to shout out, let them know we're live right now. Definitely do that. Would love to have multiple people watching. That'd be great. But yeah, I guess we can get started. So welcome to Sowen's Happy Hour. Today's August 14th, episode 36, and we've got an awesome show in store for you guys. Today we're going to talk a little bit of an update from our standpoint on Denver and Chicago respectively, how everything's going with that. We're going to have our segments as we've had for the last month or so. So we're going to keep going with those. And then wrap it up with a 5v5 of best pizza toppings. So, which ironically, I just got a notification for Domino's, so that's hilarious. But 5v5 of
Yes,
best
they
pizza
heard you.
toppings. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed your weekend without us, and we hope that you'll enjoy it more with us here. We hope you guys are sharing this with your friends, and hopefully we'll see you here in the chat on our YouTube stream. This is the first time that we're doing it here on YouTube, and we hope there some feedback here to see if you like this better, maybe you like the Instagram Live better, or if there's a platform that you prefer them even better than like Twitch, and I don't even know any others, but Facebook, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But if that would tickle your fancy even better, then please let us know. But this will help us, I think, move forward with our content, especially if you guys would love to subscribe to us on YouTube and check us out there. We'll be posting clips there as well as the ones on our Instagram and then TikTok. So
Exactly. And I think this is a good way for, I know something we've had in the past is we've had a lot of people who've said that they've really liked the full episodes or the episodes where we do live. So with that being the case, we definitely have we wanted to make that a little bit more accessible. So this is a good way where if posting full episodes on a YouTube or posting full episode videos is something that interests people, this is a great format to do so. Additionally, as Tyler was alluding to, other types of content as well. So whether that's clips from stuff we've recorded or also just us doing just random shit sometimes and just hey, this might be funny, throw up on the YouTube. So yeah, for abundance of uses. So we'll see kind of how it evolves, but we're excited that we've got it going and figured it would be a great way to kick off with our new episode.
yeah, most definitely. So it's been a while since we've had this morning stand up. There's probably been a lot of things that have happened for both of us. Why don't you go ahead and start us off, Jason?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a bit, partially because I was out of town last weekend. Oh, was that? Yeah, last weekend. Because I had taken some PTO Wednesday through Friday of last week, which was awesome. I was out in kind of near your old neck of the woods, a little south of St. Louis, and basically went with my family. We went to this resort thing where they had volleyball, mini golf, actual golf, pool, all sorts of stuff, different outdoorsy things you could do. So it was great. Great kind of just reprieve from just being at work all the time. So that was really great. And already looking forward to the next PTO. I know I've already got potentially a Vegas trip planned, Pacific Northwest, very, very tentatively, but maybe something even in London. I was talking to a couple friends. So it's kind of cool because one of the it's a good problem to have, I should say, is that I have to use up my PTO by the end of the year. And it's a good problem to have because I guess I have a decent amount of PTO. I think I've got 14 days that I have to use by the end of the year. but it's one of those things because it doesn't carry over. I'm like, shit, I gotta spend this. So definitely had a little taste of that, and I'm excited to have or to use more here upcoming soon. So that's exciting. And then honestly, like as far as, so that was like last week and all that stuff. This weekend, I have absolutely nothing going on. And it's felt like that's the first time since I've moved here that I haven't had anything going on, which has honestly been so nice. Like I feel like I've always either been going somewhere or had people visiting, which has been great. But it's also just nice to be able to just chill and like have nothing going on and completely decompress. So upcoming, going into the office next Tuesday to Wednesday, potentially Thursday. So it'll be interesting making the commute via the good old Metro train, but it shouldn't be too bad. And then last
You
but
taking
not,
the Metro chain out?
yeah, because I sold my car. I can't remember if that's
right.
something I've said on the podcast or not, but officially I've sold my car. Staying within the family though, so I sold it to my brother. But
Nice.
it's
Congrats,
his now.
Andy.
So like, yeah, congrats, Andy. But yeah, it's one of those things where like I don't have
Trigger
a car.
right.
Exactly. But I don't have a car anymore. So because of that, I am now like solely using public transportation, which I mean I was basically using since I've been out here anyway. But I can literally walk to Union Station in less than 10 minutes, and then just hop on the train, and it's like a 45 or 50-minute train ride to the stop I got to take to work, and they have a shuttle that'll take me there. So shouldn't be too bad. It'll be a good way to get used to it. I don't think I'll have to go in often, but for when I do. And then, yeah, the only other thing completely unrelated to me personally, but I'm pumped because one, Justin Fields looked great earlier today. So very exciting about that as a Bears fan, to potentially have a good quarterback. And then also the Premier League started. Well, I guess started technically yesterday, but most of the games happened today. And my team, Watford, is back in the Premier League after being relegated the year prior. And they won their first game. So starting off with
Nice.
a bang.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a mouthful. But I mean, we've got a lot to cover, I guess, over the last week and a half. But yeah,
Yeah.
mainly PTO, going in the office, and then sports. How about
Yeah,
you?
as those are though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me, this mostly has been a nonstop, just like full on keep going and then keep doing more and more and finding more, just because of all the things to do out here and the new things, you know, that you've never done. I know even now, so it's funny that my past week has been like starting to include more like adulting things, which is like usually I'm dreading it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go to the dentist. I don't want to get a driver's license. I don't want to like do all this stuff, but it's like actually been kind of working out well for me. The dentist was good. Everything's great. The driver's license, like got that already through now it should be coming in the mail here any minute or any week now. So
Hell
got
yeah.
that
About
nice piece
time.
of paper that says I'm a Colorado resident. So hopefully when I unfold it for the police officers, they believe me. And yeah, and like pretty much just getting into like a nice schedule of like trivia on Wednesdays, happy hour on Thursdays, and then hiking Saturdays, and maybe hopefully maybe golfing Sundays now until end. So it's gonna be a nonstop kind of moving thing in it, but it feels good. It feels good to have this kind of like, especially after this past year of like not really doing anything. It feels good to have like almost not things like planned. It's not like things are set in stone, or you know, if like need be, if I need to go somewhere to do something. Well, a lot of people are visiting, and I'm visiting people for like the next 3 months.
Yeah.
So
I was about to
that's
say, like, I remember
that's
talking to
planned.
you the other day. And I was like, hey, like thinking about potentially planning PTO or like whatever, as I was just talking about. And you're like trying to figure out what weekends you have available, or weeks and weekends, whatever you have available, because you've kind of got a crazy, some crazy stuff coming up for you where it's just not nonstop busy.
Yeah, I know. Definitely. And then just there's going to be more things. There's a surprise coming for all the viewers too, coming on my birthday actually. So
Yeah.
that'll be a fun surprise for me and for everyone else. But basically my time is going to be drawn away from a lot of things, but on the weekends, like traveling wise, I can't travel as much as I want to, but it's okay because there's a lot here in Colorado to travel and go see within like a 3-hour radius. So I'm
Absolutely.
pretty much set with that.
Absolutely.
But, and as probably you can tell if you're viewing this stream or if you're watching our videos for this episode, I am sunburned in my face like no other. And we were just on top of St. Mary's Glacier today, for those people that know that. Very popular hiking spot. We pushed ourselves and we got up to 12,000 feet in elevation, and that was a lot of fun. And did not wear sunscreen on my face, but you win some, you lose
It
some.
is what it
So
is.
that's pretty much mostly my week going into it. And yeah, just starting to feel like normal, routine kind of feeling, but it's, things are going to get shaken up, and there's just no end. I think it's just like how I'm describing my life here. It's just like there's just constant things to do. So
That's good though. That's a good, again, a good problem to have. As I was alluding to PTO earlier as well, it's like these are good problems to have, that you like have obviously so much going on, but again, every once in a while, like I'm sure that first weekend or the first, I mean, even just if it's a day where you just have nothing going on, will be so nice. It'll just be so welcomed and like very very
yeah,
much needed. So
yeah, no, definitely. It's going to be quite a time. I don't even know the next free weekend I have. So I am desperately looking forward to that one. But it is nice problems to have for sure. Definitely not a problem that a lot of people would consider a problem.
yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. I also just realized the reason for those of you watching, the reason I'm looking distracted is so what I did was I just posted on Snapchat because you can actually include I almost dropped my phone. You can include a link into the thing, and my dumbass thought this was a link you click, and I said, "Come hey and click this link to join the live episode," and you can't click it. You literally have to swipe up. So I don't know if I should like repost this, but I feel like a dumbass. But I'm telling people to join. I'm trying.
Yeah, hopefully they realize how to get there. I just said copy the link. If not, find us at
Oh,
our
yeah.
social. So there you go.
Oh wait, no, but it's fine because I sent the one I sent directly to people. Whatever, it's fucking fine. They'll figure it out. If they make
Yeah.
it to the YouTube, they're smart. So,
Then we want you.
exactly. Also, one thing I want to repeat: when we started, we said this, and as we have, it looks like we've had a few people join. Definitely engage with us in the comments. That's the fun part about for us, and I hopefully for you guys too when we have these live episodes. But additionally, with us being on YouTube now, which is super exciting. But what's up, Kyle? I was gonna say, unless you message in the chat, we have no idea who's watching.
Yeah,
Unlike
all of our
Instagram,
raging fans there. It's hard to tell between the hundreds of viewers we have right
exactly,
now. So.
exactly. Unlike Instagram, we're not able to see the live user, like the usernames or whatever. So we only see like however many viewers there are. So happy to see that Kyle's in the chat as well. This is good. Anyone else, feel free to join in the comments. But okay, anyways, we kind of just had morning stand up, caught up about the last like week and a half or so. So I guess one of the things that we're going to kind of talk about this episode is just kind of provide kind of a nice little just update on Denver, on Chicago. We've both been moved into these respective places for about a month and a half. So figured it could be a good opportunity, might be hopefully interesting for y'all listening, to just be basically like kind of be a nice little checkpoint. Like how are we liking it so far, and a few different fun things that we're going to talk about it. What's up, Isabel? Thanks for joining. But yeah, so providing a little update on just how everything's going. So I guess we can start with you because your move was a little bit bigger. You kind of hopped across the country a little bit, but how would you say you've been there for a month and a half? You're basically a Coloradoan, if that's how you say it, because you're hiking every weekend.
I'd still
God.
probably wait on saying that because I feel like everyone is in this kind of boat. It's so funny the amount of people that are moving here. Like you can literally throw a stone in any direction and you'll talk to someone and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I just moved here from Texas or California or Illinois, Missouri." So it's really funny to see a lot of the same kinds of people coming together. Plus, it's like that same mindset of like we all want to get the most out of Denver because we haven't lived here our whole lives. So like there's a lot of people out doing things or like going for things. And there's like that everywhere, but I feel like it's like a different thing, a different vibe when you're like just moved somewhere. You like want to like be out and about and doing things as you should. But overall been loving it here in Denver, been loving it. Honestly, Colorado, like it's not just Denver, it's, everywhere around near me. So I'm really stoked about being here and
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
No
feel like
complaints.
for those, I mean, I feel like probably almost everyone who, I mean, engages with us in the podcast and everything, everyone listening, probably like is most of them, if not all of them, have followed you or seen your Instagrams or Snapchats or what have you in some capacity. And like just the weekly pictures and just different.
Yeah, I
things
know.
doing,
It's pretty much
insane.
turning into a nature account. So I'm sorry for everyone. Hope it doesn't feel like too show offy or too showboaty, but like for me, this is like the craziest views I've ever seen. So like I'm gonna post
No, you
them.
might as
So
well. I mean, mine
if
is
you don't
much,
like it, I'm sorry.
I was about to say mine is much less exciting. I think the last three posts I've had, two or three posts I've had on Instagram have been food, which we'll get into in a little bit here. But yeah, I would say like that the nature piece, all those pictures you have, it's just insane. Like I'm
Yeah, it
immensely
definitely
jealous.
supports the feelings I have here so far. So
Absolutely, and obviously
what
healthy
about you
too.
with your most recent move here to Chicago?
Yeah, no, it's going good. Obviously, like I mean, I'm familiar, like way more familiar. I'd say I'm more familiar with Chicago, obviously before the move than you would have been with Denver. So I think there's obviously that it's easier. I feel like this has been an easier adjustment than maybe it had been for you. I mean, you obviously seem well adjusted, but for me, this is not a far move or anything. What's up, Gavin? Thanks for joining. But yeah, no, I think honestly, I've liked it a lot. I definitely, for me, really just wanted to be out of the suburbs. Like I was over it. I could not deal with just yeah. I wanted there to be things to do beyond a certain time, and like I know Gavin's on here. Like I wanted things to do on the weekend. No offense to Gavin and Andy, but like besides the three of us just chilling in our basement and just like doing what like drinking, playing games, doing whatever.
College
like,
lifestyle.
Like well, that's it felt like I was still in college, which is fine and like that's fun and all.
Yeah, it's so
but like
fun.
I'm like
I
it's,
actually could use some of those.
it's
So.
well it's nice, but I'm like I'm totally down for that on the weekends. But I was like now these guys like Gavin and Andy, which they've done already a few times, and honestly I think they're coming up next weekend. But you guys can come out to the city and now our opportunities just like opened up tenfold. Like we could just still chill, and I'm totally down to chill, drink, play video games, do whatever, but we also could go out. We could also try a bunch of food, like all that stuff. So honestly, I'm really liking it. There's just so much to do. It's cool because I've been able to connect with a few people who I haven't seen or I don't see all the time, or didn't see it as much before, but because they like live out here in the city, so that's super nice. And honestly, it's just awesome. Like I have had, like I said, stuff to do almost every weekend, like absent of this weekend, which is a welcomed change. But honestly, I'd say I'm liking it a lot. It's been great, which I've been happy to see, especially because, as we've talked about previously, staying in the Midwest was not necessarily my ideal case scenario. But if you're going to be in the Midwest, I guess Chicago would be a good place to be. So, yeah, can't really complain. It's been great so far.
No, definitely. I mean that would be pretty much the whole big choice for me. I know, vacation wise though, it's pretty not hard because O'Hare is such a big airport. But I remember when I lived in St. Louis, it's like always kind of like rough on the wallet to try to fly different places or go different areas. But now I feel like I've like more better. I feel like I have a better span of like choices when it comes to these kind of cheaper flights or cheaper options.
Oh yeah.
However, I feel like with this most recent bubble of people just not really, caring about the Delta variant or whatever, and like just kind of like going for it, like a lot more people are like flying now, and like which is great. Like obviously be safe and do it, but like it's like I think a lot of the prices are like jumping back up again. I'm like, no, dude.
Yeah,
That's why I was trying to plan things. It's like, dude, damn.
Yeah, that's the bad. I mean, it's good because I mean, hopefully everything with this Delta variant calms down. But the good thing is, well, no, the good thing is as things are starting to open back up. Yeah, like stuff like flights are more accessible. But with them being more accessible, more people wanting to do them, that's where it's like, well, fuck. It's not that you want to get back to what we were before, but it's like, damn, when we were flying then, flights were so
That was
cheap.
cheap.
It's like I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
want to get back to there, but it's like everyone's gonna have that same itch to travel when we get to
Especially,
hopefully
yeah.
everything. This Delta variant's a distant
Or, like,
memory, but
I know a lot of people have like credits or like canceled flights that they still have to like use and stuff like that. So I know obviously summertime is a very popular time to travel too. So
true. I don't know.
But yeah,
I know that's something that when I was first looking, obviously like when I was looking as well, moving in the Denver area, just on the West Coast in general, that area, that's something that's just so nice. I was actually just talking to one of my friends from work the other day, and I was talking to him because he's out in California for his current rotation, and one of the things because he's newer to the program, or he's still in the program, obviously. So one of the things that I relish in the fact is that a lot of the people who are younger than me in this program look to me as the person they'll ask questions about PTO, and I'm like, I'll wear that like a badge of honor because you think that I'm like on top of PTO, like that's sweet. Definitely love that reputation. And one of the things that I told him because he's out in California, I was like, dude, take advantage of the fact that flights and everything out there is just gonna be everything's so accessible. It's like Pacific Northwest, Vegas, Arizona. If you wanted to go to Hawaii, like all that stuff is so much cheaper that like take advantage of while you're out there because like obviously it's still doable when you're out in Chicago or you're out somewhere else, but like when you're out already in the West, like even in Denver, you're far enough west where everything's just so much cheaper and it's so nice.
yeah. Well, there's some more expenses with like the city and stuff, especially when you're comparing to St. Louis, but probably not to Chicago.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Obviously, it has to be a big enough city because I know flying out of St. Louis can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So that's good. I guess one thing that I'm curious of because I feel like obviously you've done a lot of hiking. I guess maybe that's something else we should ask. Like if I guess I will ask that. We don't have that on our little notes or whatever. But what would you say? And I mean, to the place you were earlier today was fucking insane. So maybe that's the answer. But what would you say has been the best hiking spot you've gone to so far? And like why?
Yeah. That's a pretty good question because I feel like it also depends on the time you go. Because like when we went to this spot, St. Mary's Glacier today, it was like amazing. And like obviously we we left here at like 5 a.m. to get there. It's like an hour drive, so got there by 6:30, and then started hiking. And like it was pretty cold, dude. It was like 40 degrees. So I was like,
Jesus Christ.
I like had two layers on, two like thin, like pullovers and like a zip.
Oh, you're
or
not
a thin
anticipating
pullover
for
and a
40
zip up.
degree.
I was ready for it, and I actually kind of really enjoyed hiking in that weather, but better than like the 90-degree weather that we're used to. So honestly, this was probably one of my more favorite ones. Plus, like we got to like push to our goal of like 12,000 feet. So like I'm really happy about that because going into this, we're like, oh, once my girlfriend and I, Nancy, moved here, I was like, oh, we're gonna hike a 14er as soon as we can, and then we went to the top of Pikes Peak and we're like could barely breathe, and we drove up that thing. So I was like, well, we might want to take maybe we should wait till next year to hike a 14er, or at least just like a couple more months of us like hiking at 10,000 feet and above. So we really pushed ourselves today, and it really worked out pretty well. But it's hard to pick a favorite one just because like they're all still so new and they're all like good in their own right. Like some of them are more of a workout, some of them are more like a long trail that's like nice with cool views. So but today by far has been like the coolest one because we really got to like see some cool views like Mount Evans in the background, another 14er. And 14er is 14,000 feet and above.
Yeah, I was about to say you're already with
that
that Colorado lingo. You're already getting me. But
yeah,
no, that's
so
awesome. That's awesome.
There's like I think the tallest mountain we have in Colorado is like 14,400. I wouldn't quote me, but something like that. So we're getting up there.
Nice. Okay, so now what I was originally going to ask, but then I got kind of sidetracked because you've been hiking.
What's your favorite hike in Chicago so far?
I was about to say my favorite hike. Well, okay, my favorite hike, we didn't hike, but was Mauricio deciding that we should walk to, which, I mean, it was good. We got a lot of steps in, but we almost got too many steps in where by the end of the day, we're at like 8 or 9 miles. But we walked all the way to the fucking Bean and then came back. And we decided, oh no, we can walk. And then like I literally didn't want to walk like the next day. I was like, my calves are killing me. This is terrible.
Oh yeah. It's so funny because you don't think about how far things are, because you're like, oh yeah, like that's not that bad. And then, especially in a city, because like there's like things at every block. It's not like just open area where you like see the Bean all the way out there and you're like, well, it's pretty far.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's just a couple blocks, right? And you're like, damn. Well, it's been a mile or two.
It's funny too, because like, actually, I guess now that we have a YouTube, I think one of the things we'll both have to do is a nice little apartment tour and post it on our page. But one of the things that's nice about my apartment is that I have the big windows and I've got a view, and like Sears Tower, like I can see the Sears Tower right there, and it's super super nice, but it's deceptive because it seems like, oh, that's not that far, but like it is. Like if you want to walk to Sears Tower, like I mean it's not going to be a incredibly, like it'll be like a
No, yeah, I feel you.
10-minute walk, but it just, or not 10-minute walk, because it's, I think on, it'd be on the other side of the river, so I have to cross the river. But it's like, it's funny because like I could see Ogilvy, like the edge of Ogilvy from my apartment, but like that's like an 8-minute walk, or 8 to
Yeah.
10-minute walk depending. So
No,
it's,
trust me, I feel you.
it's just,
I said mostly I'm looking upward. I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. It's just like a cute, few hundred feet. That won't be
exactly.
that bad to hike up it. And then you're like, never mind.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's funny, but yeah. So okay, what I was originally going to ask, and before I ask this, I know we've had more people join. Definitely continue to engage in the chat. Right now, it's so far people just saying what's up, which is awesome. But definitely feel free to throw stuff in there, whether it's going off on something we talked about, something you want to ask us, anything like that. We'd love to interact with you guys. That's the fun part about these live episodes. And also, it's cool to just see who's in, because again, with YouTube, we're not allowed to see, or not allowed to, but we can't see like who's listening and stuff, other than unless you comment. So,
Yeah, so,
but yeah. So what I was going to ask you though originally was, what is the best food you've had? So I know I was
yeah.
talking about my Instagram account is turning into like I'm posting food all the time. But what is the best food you've had in Denver so far?
Yeah. And for everyone in the chat too, tell us your best food that you've had in Chicago or Denver if you've been there.
Or just
So,
your favorite food, even if you want. Throw those out
but
there.
I would, because if you've been in Denver, and even if it was with me, visiting me, then I just tell me which one was your favorite. And then also in Chicago too,
Yeah.
tell me your favorite, because when I come back,
Yeah, true.
so I have
Actually,
places to go.
no, that was good. I was like, if you just tell us your favorite food, then that might not, like, if your favorite food is in like New York, it's like, well, shit, we're not in New York. So,
So I just like,
but if
like
you have a
pizza
favorite
rolls,
food
it's like
in our
nice.
locations, it's like, okay, now we have a to-do list. Like now we have things you could check out. So,
Yeah. But anyway, so my
yeah,
favorite
favorite
food here. Oh man, that's tough. I don't know. We just had this burrito place called Savage Burrito yesterday. It was really good. But okay, no, that's not true. Okay. It's probably not my favorite that I've had in Denver, but it's my new obsession, I would say,
okay.
because it's so easy. It's right next to me. It's that Kava place. I don't know if you remember this, but it's Cava.
Okay.
And it's Mediterranean. It's kind of like our garbanzo, if anyone's ever been to a garbanzo Mediterranean grill. But basically, it's like a Chipotle for Mediterranean food.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, dude, I am all for this place. It's like super filling. The portions are like huge. It's only like $10. It's like twice the size of a Chipotle bowl, I feel like, because I couldn't even finish it for lunch. And I was like, dude, this is
Oh
crazy.
yeah, leftovers.
So, and like the meat is so good, like the chicken marinated like in lemon, and I can't even tell you the seasonings because there's so many. It's so good. Honestly, big fan of it. They're not that huge, but I think they're getting around. So if you see one anywhere, definitely try it
Yeah.
out. But I don't know. I'd have to think some more of my favorite food. But what about you? Do you have a favorite so far?
Let me think. It's hard to say. So, I mean, one of the things that I've been trying to do has been I've tried a bunch of different, I mean, I like Illuminati's, Giordano's, all that stuff, but I've been trying to try different pizza. So I can almost go in different categories. Actually, I'd say so far my best thin crust that I've tried is actually called Nancy's Pizzeria out here in West
Yeah,
Loop. It's
there's-
phenomenal.
There's one on the way to St. Louis.
That's
from,
funny.
Like on 55 down.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal. So at least from pizza off the top of my head, like that was really good. And Art of Pizza, if you haven't tried Art of Pizza, phenomenal. But I think it's a toss up. So I'd say there's two places that immediately come to mind as like top notch that I've thought of since coming out here, and that would be, there was this, oh my god, what was the name of it? I think it was called Roost. There was this chicken place that I tried, phenomenal
Ooh, that actually
chicken
sounds
sandwich.
familiar.
But the thing that I need to do, and some of my friends from work have been constantly throwing different chicken places in the chat. I think it's like Fry the Coop, and I can't for the life of me think of the other one, but I need to try those as well. But Roost was phenomenal. Tried that with Andy and Gavin here. I think it was my first weekend here. Such a good, just great chicken sandwich, and all of it was phenomenal. So that's up there. And then the
Hmm.
other thing I'd say that I've tried that I really, really liked and was honestly surprising to me because I didn't like since being in Austin, I was worried that I was like, I'm not gonna feel this or like have this quality of barbecue or like my bar for barbecue is now so high because it was just so good in Texas that I'm like I'm not gonna be able to enjoy barbecue again because I've gotten barbecue a few times when I've been craving it when I was out in the burbs and I'm like this isn't that good. But one of the places down the street, it's called Green Street Smoked Meats. I've been there twice already, and it's just phenomenal. Like it reminds me of when we went to Terry Black's because it like you order by like it's you share you
By
like
pound.
shareables, yeah. So like we got like brisket and pulled pork and the like sausage they had and like they had the amazing sides like the elote and the I think they might have had mac and cheese and like all the different stuff you'd like we potato salad all that stuff and I would still say Terry Black's is my favorite. Like that is still number one, but this is a very close like second. So like having that would probably be my favorite find that I've had because I was not expecting that, and it's literally right down the road. So
Yeah. Oh yeah,
long story
those ones are
short,
always so
Green Street
dangerous.
smoked meats. But yeah, that's as we're talking about food, and I think we've talked about this before. I might have talked about it, but like one of the hardest, like again, I mean, I don't know if it's a good problem, but a problem of being out in the city, and you've probably experienced it too. But like one of the things that's so nice about West Loop is they have so many different restaurants and they have bars and all
Oh
that
yeah.
stuff. But there's almost like too many good restaurants because I'm like, shit, if I really like I wouldn't have to try that hard to get like fat. Like I wouldn't have to try that hard. I could just be like, dang, I'm feeling like this today. Boom, right down the street. I'm really feeling like
Yeah.
this today. Boom, right down the street. Or DoorDash or whatever I want to do. But it would be really like if someone like challenged me to reach a certain weight, I probably could do it. Not like the other end. Like if they're telling me to lose weight, like that requires a lot of work and like sure I'll get there. But if you're like telling me to add on, like if someone's like, I'll give you X amount of money to hit like 210, bet just add 20 pounds. I think I'm like 190. Add like 20 pounds. I could easily do that.
Yeah.
There's just so much out here, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah. No, I think it's just it is that really funny that you say like there's like just so much. It's like honestly so hard to choose from sometimes.
Hmm.
And then like they start getting so specified with like what they have and they don't like it's just like hard to make it like a decision with all like these choices, which is so funny coming from like hard to make a decision because there's no choices.
Yeah,
So, you know, indecisiveness wherever you go.
we've.
But
I was just gonna say we've come a far way since DeKalb, where we had very. I mean, I guess there were a few options, but it's
just
like
fatties, potato
yeah,
salad, that's it.
yeah, and now it's just too many. Okay,
But yeah.
so that was best food. What would you say since you've been there? And I guess aside from hiking, because you probably easy answer be like, oh, hiking. But like, what would you say is the most fun thing you've done in Denver since you've been there?
Yeah. Honestly, like today is pretty good with like that festival right after the hike and stuff like that. But like honestly, the most fun I think that I like consistently have is going to the tap room right next to my place and playing trivia or playing shuffleboard or darts and then trying all these new beers and like talking about them with the bartender and stuff like that. So that's a lot of fun. But also one of my favorite times is when we went to that food hall in Edgewater and we were up there. We had that like really good food in the food hall and
Mm,
then we went upstairs to like have drinks on like the roof part and that was pretty good. And then like my final one has to be probably the rooftop bar Nancy and I went to called 5430. It's just a very cool
yeah,
downtown of the city. Very good views. What about
solid,
you?
solid. Let me think. Before I answer, what's up, Mauricio? I see him in the chat now, so we've now got another attendee. One thing I'm gonna say before I answer, if y'all could like and subscribe. Now this is like really YouTube, but if you guys could like and subscribe below, that'd be phenomenal. But anyways, so what has been my most fun thing I've done since being in Chicago? It's it's good because I feel like similar to yours, like it's kind of hard to pin down and just say like one thing, but something that I've really liked is just how accessible everything is. And I've touched on food, but it's like I've been able to easily go out with friends to like Wrigleyville, or I mean even out in West Loop, or we've gone a little further north than that where I'm blanking on what neighborhood that is, but I don't. It's hard to say. I mean, it's funny because I've attempted to go to a Cubs game, but it got canceled. So that might have been up there since I've been out here, but I don't know. I think this is going to be a corny ass answer, and I apologize, but like honestly, I'd say that my favorite part, or like my most fun thing I've done, is just the fact that I've constantly got people visiting on the weekends or stuff like that, where one, I can finally host. I finally have my own apartment. Love that. But also just being able to like easily and super accessibly do all these different things. And so I don't know. That was not a good answer.
No, that was
But
good. I mean, like that's how it like literally that's how it is when like you have your first place too, and like you like especially in a city,
oh yeah.
it's like it's just fun to finally be on your own and doing your own thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I don't know. But okay, I threw this in here. I don't know if we even want to get into this. Do you know what like do you have like something that stands out to you that you're like this is hands down like something I that's exists in Denver, or like that you've done you're like this was terrible? Has there been something like
I don't
that for
think
you?
so. Other than like the driver's license going through it
Yeah, the
twice.
DMV. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's anything outside of the well. It's
It's funny because they don't call it a DMV, they call it a driver's license.
wait like
Like it literally just says driver's license on their building.
that's fucking weird.
So
That's
that's why
fucking
I keep saying driver's license because that's how what the place is called. So
yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's like been something that's like that's just the worst outside of just like minor inconveniences every once in a while. But it's not like anything stands out. It's like oh I did this like what should I say like working like I'd be working anywhere. So
that's the worst thing here.
yeah, that's the worst. The traffic, but then I'm just bitching about like when I've had to Uber like to the oh my god, my Uber to O'Hare when I had to do that when I was in Minnesota a few weeks ago. Like I thought I was gonna miss my flight. Thank God for TSA pre-check. But like
Oh, that's true. The Uber back home was like $50 from like downtown when we were
yeah,
out there.
oh, I'm sure I feel like Ubers across the board are like getting more expensive, but dude, I swear to God, Ubers in Chicago are fucking disgusting. Like I could Uber from my place to like Wrigleyville. And granted it was on the weekends and stuff like that, but it's like 75, $80.
Oh yeah.
And,
It's like, okay, dude.
yeah, and
Let's
it's
relax a second.
well
here.
exactly, and like that's where like I gotta like it's I guess it's easier for me to convince myself that that's okay to do when I'm with a group because it's like five, six of us will split it. It won't be that big of a deal. We can get right to where we need to go. They'll pick us up right from my place. It's perfect. But I really gotta be more on top of using the L. I've only used it a few times, but it's so easy because you can just hop on like the blue line stop is right down the street. I can just hop on there, get into the loop, hop over to whatever like the red line if I want to go out to Wrigleyville and I'm out there, and it's only like 250. Like it's super cheap, but it's a
Yeah.
matter of like again it's like well there's the convenience of Uber, but also when like I'm in a certain state of mind, it's like I just want to get home, fuck it, Uber, and then they'll do that. So it's yeah, but they're just so expensive. Like, and I think this is now any city because I feel like any time I'm anywhere now, it's like the Ubers are disgustingly expensive. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's just like and around the country, around the world, probably
It's
thing.
gross. I mean, hopefully it means the drivers are making more and it's not just like Uber's like getting more or like they're pocketing more, whatever. But I don't know. I'm just like peeved by it. But
Yeah.
good reasoning to force myself to like like really use public transportation now that I don't have a car. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess with all this talk about our most fun things here, now that it's been quite a few times or quite a while that we've been moved in, how long do you think that you'd be staying here in Chicago or there in Chicago, I should say?
yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. It's funny because there's times where I'm like, dang, this is really cool. I mean, it is really cool. Like I shouldn't dismiss that, but I still think there's that part of me where it's like I don't want to stay in the Midwest. Like I definitely think I still want. I don't even like West Coast, East Coast, like I don't know, but like something different where I'm not just in the Midwest. And like it's been awesome. I loved it. It's been really cool. I love being out in the city, but there's also other cities. There's other cities I could check out. There's Seattle's, there's like San Diego's, there's like Denver. I mean, any places like that, like where you have these cities, a lot of stuff to do. I don't know. I still think that I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't go to these places and check them out and live somewhere else that's not Illinois. And I loved it when I was in Texas. I loved it when I was in California. So I definitely think I still have the itch to do that. So to answer your question in a long roundabout way, how long do I see myself living out here? I don't know. Like I need my, like assuming I'm still, if I'm staying at the company that I'm at, they're gonna need to loosen their grip a little bit from the HR standpoint. But I could see myself, I could see myself maybe like starting to have that conversation when I maybe like after, well, okay, I want to have like a check in like a year of having this job. So like next summer, be like, hey, so where are we at with this? And then realistically, I could say maybe like 2 years. Like I could see myself like 2 years from now, like not next summer, but the following summer, like where I would like actively be like, okay, either really pushing grad school or really just being like, yo, I just want to get out of the Midwest, like one of the two. So
Yeah.
I don't know. How about you?
No, definitely. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a toss up because I'm enjoying it more, and like I knew I was going to enjoy it, but it's almost like I'm really like falling in love with this whole like hiking and camping kind of culture, but it's just so expensive to live out here, and it's like very far away from other things that like I want to do or want to see. So like I don't know, like I think at minimum probably another 2.5 years, but that's me working on me here, doing things, working the job, hiking more, experiencing more of Colorado, maybe going south, New Mexico, north, Wyoming, seeing everything I can, and then kind of probably making a decision here. But like it's just honestly, I don't know if it's like just the money that's just like kind of like the factor. And it's like weird as that sounds, I'm not really like one to really care about money, but it's just like the houses across the street from us, if you can remember, are $800,000. So it's like
that's disgusting.
and like they're not like mansions. These aren't like crazy looking houses. These are like 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 story, like
Yeah.
1,500 square feet houses with like a little yard.
Yeah.
So
No.
like it's just like things like that where I'm like, I just don't know about like planning routes here.
Yeah,
forever.
no, exactly. Like,
But that could be changed. I mean, I could be swayed. I've only been here a month and a half,
yeah,
Like,
well, that's the thing.
I'm
It's
sure I
like
could find other areas or other places.
we're going over these things like so early on. Like, there's still so much can change between now and I mean a month from now or a year from now. Stuff. So it's like hard to say, but I mean, I would say money is definitely a factor. Like like having your like after college you become accustomed to a certain type of like standard of living to where like I'm not saying I need to like go crazy, but like I'd like to at least have a place that I'm excited about, and there's certain areas that like that's just not achievable. Like I love, like when I was in California, Bay Area is super nice, but it's like so fucking expensive that I'm like, if I were to want to personally like, which I could see myself wanting to do someday, moving to California, like I don't think I want to move to Bay Area. I'd probably want to be like closer to San Diego, LA type. One, it's like warm, perfect weather there all the time. Bay Area can get kind of cold at times, but additionally, it's just like it's so expensive, so expensive in the Bay Area that like having the ability to like be in an area that either is close in price or like a little cheaper, like you might as well, because like it's just stupid expensive. So
Yeah.
I definitely think that's very fair.
No, I 100% agree with you.
But yeah, what would you? Okay, we've kind of obviously touched on a little bit of these, but if you had to narrow it down to like one thing, and maybe it's something we touched on already, what would you say is your favorite thing about Denver so far?
Just the closeness to the mountains. Honestly, like that's the best thing. Like it's what this city is like marketed as, and it's what it's got going. It's hit it right in the head with it. We can literally go there in the morning, get an amazing hike in, hit a festival on the way back, and like still come back home to Denver, enjoy like the modern amenities of like a downtown. We can go to a Broncos Nuggets game. We can do whatever, but it's all just so focused around nature that it's so easy to just go do like anything nature you want and then just come right back to
Absolutely.
like having a city. So
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I
What
would
about you?
say mine's similar. Obviously, not proximity to mountains, but like just proximity to everything, like the accessibility of just everything. Like I think for me that stands out the most. Um, like I have an endless amount of options. Like at times, it's still like is crazy to me how how much is like, and I haven't even begun to tap into that yet. Where I've only been here for like a month and a half, but there's just so much to do, so much to see, so much to try just in the area that that's just not the case when you're in like Round Lake, Illinois, or you're in like all these other areas. So that's something that stands out to me far and away as my favorite thing. Is just the accessibility, just the amount of stuff to do in the area. It's top notch.
Yeah, definitely. What about a favorite thing about your apartment,
Favorite thing about my apartment, so
or I guess
or like the
your
complex or anything,
yeah.
but that's hard to say. So I mean, I have a pool, so that's super nice. The pool hot tub thing. So
Mhm.
it'd be easy to answer that. And they have a putting green, so that's fucking sweet. Um, but honestly, I'd say like this is going to be kind of a weird answer, but you're also right by Greek Town. Good call, Mauricio. So there's a lot of Greek food by my place too. Like I'm on the edge of Greek Town and West Loop, so there is a lot. If you're like Greek food, like that's also something that's right there. But honestly, I'd say, and I'd be curious, like if Gavin's still listening, Mauricio, you've been to my place, Kyle, you've been to my place. I don't know if there's something that stands out to you guys because you guys got to tour it a little bit. But for me, it's honestly my windows. Like I know that's a stupid. Well, I don't know if it's a stupid answer, but one of the things that I was looking for in an apartment was I want a really nice view with floor to ceiling windows, ideally. And I've got the floor to ceiling windows, and like I said, I can see the Sears Tower out my window. Like for the people who've like been to my place, like one thing that I always try to tell them is like just wait till it's nighttime and I'm gonna like turn off the lights in my place and you just look out the window and it's insane. It's like when I have
Mhm.
that, like there's times where I'll just like throw on like I'm watching a movie, playing video games, whatever. I just have all the lights off, but I still have like the natural light coming in from outside. Like hands down, my favorite thing about my apartment.
Oh yeah.
But what about you? What would you say, whether it's the complex or your actual apartment, like what is your favorite part of that piece?
Probably just the I do like the gym a lot. Like I'm really happy now that I have like a working gym that I can go to 24 hours whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't have to pay for like another gym. But I think my all-time favorite thing is the just like the proximity to like the tap room, Einstein's Bagels, a coffee play like a regular
Mm-hmm.
coffee place, and then also like the closeness to like residential areas. There's like families. There's like you can walk a couple blocks to an ice cream place and stuff like that. Like it's like you almost have like the best of both worlds with like it's not like suburbs, but it's like your own slice of the city, like
Mm-hmm.
kind of secluded away. There's no towering, you know, there's not like a bunch of traffic. There's not like,
Yeah.
a bunch of buildings, everything like that. It's pretty spaced and like pretty houses, ice cream shop. But you can go like the other direction and you do have towering buildings, you do have traffic, you do have all these like modern amenities of like stuff like that. So it's like right in the middle of that and it's like perfect.
Well,
Couldn't ask
yeah.
for a better location.
And it's kind of perfect because like you have all that stuff so close to you where you have things to do, but it's like if you want that like next level, like you can go there, but you don't have like the drawback that some might see of like it could be very noisy downtown or like other things that can become an inconvenience. Like one of the things that I would say that I don't miss, or that I would say I do miss about not being in Chicago is like I sold my car for a reason. Like I can't use my car. I like driving. Like driving's good, but like there's just no reason for me to have it out here. Like one of the things that's nice from you where you're at, like it totally makes sense to have a car. It's not like there's it just would be insane for me to get a car because driving around here is gonna be a pain in the ass. So like that's
Yeah.
something I would miss about the suburbs. Whereas like that's what's kind of nice about the area you're in. You kind of have the best of both worlds where you are right by downtown, but you also have the piece of you can have that spaciousness that you kind of would like in like a little bit more of a residential area.
Yeah. You kind of talked a little bit more about like the missing piece. So like the suburbs are what I had back in St. Louis and stuff like that. And I think like the only thing I really am missing, which is kind of weird, but it's like the golf and like obviously there's like family of like Nancy's and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's like it's always fun to like have a group of people, have things going on, barbecues,
Yeah.
cookouts, birthdays, things like that. Obviously, holidays are still in play with like visiting family, and like that's partly why we're so busy is we're trying
Hmm.
to map out when we can go see all of our
Yeah.
family.
Absolutely.
But like I do miss the like that. There is like the miss. I miss how easy it is to visit people when I was there. Like
Mhm.
it's very easy to drive 4 hours and see my family up north, or very easy to like drive 15 minutes and see Nancy's family. But like the trade off you get, can't be compared. And then also just like the golfing.
Yeah.
There's so many golf courses around St. Louis, and they're so like easy to get to and doing things like that. And they're like not so busy or expensive. But here it's like, dang, dude, you really gotta
Yeah.
fight for your spot.
No, well, and I'm happy you said that because actually that's something I completely forgot about, and I've talked about. I don't know if I was talking to you or if I was talking to. I might have even been talking to like my brothers or something. But like one of the things that, again, another like drawback or things I miss is like, yeah, like in the city, like even Chicago, like St. Louis was nice because you had all those like parks and stuff with like golf courses. Like there's like no golf courses downtown Chicago, which is just so
Oh yeah.
crazy. So like the closest golf course for me from my place is like I think I checked, it's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So it's not even close. And like that's
Yeah,
like
that's pretty much how we are too.
yeah, like so it kind of sucks cuz it's like, and I also don't have a car, so it's like I'd have to be bringing my clubs onto like the L or something and like get out. So it's like it's just really like that's like another thing that kind of is a drawback. It's like, oh, I mean, like this last weekend, I just like golfed like over 50 holes with Carter, like it was and Andy and all that stuff, but Carter was the main one. But it was so fun. Like I had such a good time, but it just sucks because I was like, damn, I'm like have that itch. I want to go golfing again. And it's like, I kind of got to wait at least to kind of like plan it out a little bit to where like it makes sense to like go golfing. I can't just like, I feel like golfing today and just like go because it's, I'm not going to one golf by myself, and two also it's like just getting there is kind of a bit of a hassle.
A
But
hassle. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I think well, we
that's
still
definitely
have
something.
Nancy still has a car at least. So
Yeah, exactly. So that part's nice. But okay, so that kind of wraps up where we kind of provided a little bit of an update on where we're at so far, a month and a half in, both of us. Yeah, so super exciting. I'm sure we'll have updates. Like I said, one of the things we'll try to do on this YouTube page is potentially post full episodes if that's something you guys are interested in. We'll continue to post clips that we would on other like Instagram, Twitter. We'll make sure to throw stuff on YouTube, but something else we would do is put on more content as well. So if that's stuff like apartment tours or anything like that, so you guys can hear about, like we've talked about a few things with our apartments that we can kind of share. But yeah, so that kind of wraps up the main bulk of what we're talking about. We'll wrap it up with our deep dive 4 p.m. meeting of the week comedic report, and then get into our 5v5 of pizza toppings. But I guess first off, we got our deep dive. If you want to go ahead and talk about what you got.
yeah. Honestly, this week it's not very deep, I guess, but more so just curiosity. I was just kind of wondering, like, in the grand scheme of things, how high Nancy and I really did hike, and like, what is it compared to like where we've been, what we've done before? Even like, I went as far as to looking up like other places around the world and stuff like that. So like, I wanted to see like, we just pushed past this 12,000 mark and we were very excited about it. But like what was the elevation of like DeKalb and St.
Yeah.
Louis? And St. Louis has an elevation of like 470, I think it said, feet.
Okay. So it's like
So
basically like nothing.
yeah, 466 feet is the elevation of St. Louis. So so it's like add 11,600 to that. And like that's where we were at. Like straight up in the air, 11,600 feet. Like that's where we
That's
were
pretty nuts.
from St. Louis. And like, and then I also said like I was more primed for altitude because DeKalb is at like 850. So I was like
Yeah,
already
just
used to the
like
high
nothing.
altitude.
Yeah,
So
it's like nothing.
all the
That's
cornfields got me
hilarious.
pushing up there.
That's hilarious.
But even then, like all the mountains I saw, like or the hike I did in Hawaii, Coco Head, or the hike I did in Scotland on something hill. I can't remember the name of it now. But I'm like, oh, how like there must be elevation there because I was winded there, and it's like, oh, that was only like 4,000 feet, and it's like that's not even at Denver. Like Denver's at 5,008 or 200, so like 5,800, one out of the two. So I was like, damn, like we really like you. I just like you just don't even realize how high you really are, and it just like really puts it in perspective when you're up there. You're like, damn, this is like you could like reach the stars up here, dude.
Did y'all feel
But
lightheaded at all? Like, were you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're starting
This
to feel
next
it.
one we had to stop a few times, sit down, like, have a granola bar or a Cliff Bar, make sure you're drinking a lot of water.
Hmm.
Like, I think the biggest thing is you kind of get like a headache going, like not like a, oh fuck, my
But
head
just
hurts.
like
It's like
like it's just staying there at the back of your head a little bit.
yeah, and then like if you like turn your head fast, you like feel like a little dizzy,
Oh
like motion
Jesus.
blur. So you're like, okay, like I'll just like
Mhm.
chill out for a second, or just like stop, like don't keep walking, because like obviously there's only one way to go up, so it's like you're gonna keep going up. You can't just like stop. You're like, well, I'm tired. I'm gonna go back down. It's like we're already halfway up this mountain.
Yeah,
Like we're
gonna,
making
we're
it to
just
the
gonna,
top.
gonna be like, there's
Plus,
no
like
turning back now.
going down is like so much easier than you think it is. Literally, like 80% of the work or like the pain or like whatever you go through, you're like, damn, dude, I don't know if I could do this, is all going up. After
Really?
you're coming down, it's like, yeah, you may hurt your leg if you like step weird or like step on a rock, but like it's not that bad.
Yeah, no. I mean that's honestly crazy to just to think about. But what was I gonna say? So you said DeKalb was 800, St. Louis is 400.
Yeah.
I'm curious what
Ballpark, yeah.
I'm curious what Chicago is. It's probably very
I think
similar.
it's like 547. Chicago's
right
like
in the
547.
middle, right in the sweet spot. Yeah, I saw
right.
597, but yeah, oh my god.
You guys are prime for it.
Yeah, exactly. Prime elevation. That's just crazy to think about because I don't. Do you know how tall the Sears Tower is? Anyone off the top of their head? I can Google.
I
it
do
quick.
not know. But I see that's what I'm saying too.
So
When, like
Sears Tower to the tip, the like I'm looking at, it's like the white like spokes or whatever the fuck you call them on top of it. To the top of it is 1,700 feet, a little over 1,700 feet. Like that's
So it's
fucking
like-
nuts. And you were up 11,000.
12,000.
12.
Yeah. But
Jesus
so it's like
fucking Christ.
yeah, so it's like 10 times that, you know what I mean? Or not 10
Just
times, but like
stacked. Oh my god.
0.5 times or whatever.
That's
but,
fucking nuts.
it's crazy because you're like, oh, like buildings are tall as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you like at the bottom of a building, you have your window, you're like, dude, these buildings are massive. And then like you look at like a picture of like Denver compared to the mountains in the background, and it's like puny.
Yeah.
Like they
Yeah.
look like trees in the background. You're like, oh, okay, cool. Like it's just like it really just puts into awe how huge and massive mountains are. And like you think, and I know this may be kind of dumb because everyone's like, oh yeah, like mountains are fucking huge, but it's like, no, dude, they're huge. So
No, that's honestly crazy just to put in perspective and seeing that on my window. No, that was a good one. You're dismissing your own deep dive too soon, I think, because that was definitely a good one.
yeah. What about you?
Let's see what I've got. So I've got to pull up my notes here. Oh yeah. So hang on, actually, let me grab these so I can use for reference. But hang on.
It's okay. Jason's got props for his live shows now, so
I don't know what you were saying when my headphones are gone, but I feel like I'm in like show and tell like a little kid. But okay, so I saw these come across like I usually haven't like this might be my first purchase through this, but like obviously as you go through Instagram, I feel like they've added more ads as you're going through Instagram. And I don't know like what their algorithm is or how it is like determine like what you see. But so I saw these shoes called Allbirds and like I was like I never heard of this brand, like I don't know, but it looked
you've never
kinda-
heard of Albert?
So I haven't. No.
Wow, there's
So-
a store out here in Denver actually.
Yeah, so I had never heard of those, but they're like made of like sustainable, recyclable materials. Like, and I wanted to like, I like looked up, and they're like made of like they have like stuff that could be trees, wool, sugar, and whatever Trino is, whatever this is. But basically, they're like super conscious of like the materials they put into their products to make sure that they're not a significant like carbon footprint, and they're very responsible with all that stuff. So I was like, sure, like let me get a pair. And so I got these nice white pair of shoes, and I shit you not, these are the most comfortable pair of shoes I have. Like I've bought
what I
Nikes,
hear a
I
lot
bought
of
whatever, like, and I want like, so I don't know, a pair of Nikes maybe a little over $100. Like at least this pair of shoe, which I think is just like a typical kind of like sneaker looking shoe, was like 95. So it's like right around the same price, but they are literally the most comfortable shoe that I've ever worn, and I'm like obsessed, and I need to get like I want to just get all the pairs. And it's nice because I'm looking at their site right now. Apparently they have clothes too, but they have like running shoes, they've got boat shoes, they've got like everyday shoes. I think these were technically running shoes, but I fucking love them, and they're super fucking comfortable. So I honestly think this might be my new go-to. Like I could just wear these all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I just wanted to share. It's not really like a deep dive in learning anything. I just guess I learned about the fact that these existed. But Emma said the same thing. Like she knew that because I had made a comment to her when her and Kyle came up 2 weekends ago, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I bought these Allbirds. Have you heard of them?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Maybe I just don't know. I was just completely oblivious." But
Yeah.
I like looked at their website. I was like, "Dang, this is sick!" And then I bought them, and they're fucking phenomenal. So if anyone is in the market for shoes and looking for comfy ass shoes, they've got men's shoes, women's shoes, all sorts of sizes, all sorts of different designs. And
All sorts of shoes.
I like how I said all sorts of sizes as if a shoe place won't have all these sizes, but they have all designs is what I should have said, and very fucking comfortable. So highly recommend. But yeah, so that is my deep dive.
Nice. Yeah. Those shoes are pretty nice.
Yeah.
I've seen quite a few people around the office with
They're
them and
just,
stuff like that.
oh my God, they're so
It's a good
comfortable.
office cash.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna get, so like I have those now, but I think I want to get a pair of like nice boat shoes. I feel like that would be nice, and like they're just so comfortable that I'm like, damn, this would be life. If I could just walk around in those all day, living the dream.
Walking on clouds.
Basically walking on clouds. Okay, so before we get in our 4 p.m. meeting of the week, one thing I feel like I've said this, so apologies for those of you who've been with us this whole time, but again, just want to encourage, definitely throw stuff in the chat. Let us know you're here. Again, we don't see your names, so we don't necessarily know who's on here. So we'd love to engage with you guys. If you guys got questions for us, if there's something we said and you're like, have something to comment on, feel free to throw that in. But yeah, I guess
your favorite pair of shoes, your favorite
do
food,
if you've already know
favorite
where
city.
Allbirds are. Favorites, yeah, what do we say? Favorite food.
the highest elevation you guys have been.
If you know by chance. I guess mine would be like, well, I've flown, but no, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
You went out to Lookout Mountain, so you're probably like 62.
I guess I've been, but we drove. And
We
I
went to
did
Pikes
not
Peak.
drive, but I did went up Pikes Peak, so that probably is
Yeah.
the highest I've been. But yeah, definitely engage with us in the chat because that's what's fun about these live episodes. Okay, so 4 p.m. meeting of the week. What do you got?
Yeah. So, as
is
regarded
very-
to this earlier,
I'm trying to remember what you said it was about because all I see, you're like, it's the worst. Okay, for context, Tyler referred to his 4 p.m. meeting of the week as being the worst, like the worst experience ever. And the
Yeah.
caption, the only caption he has on the notes is barbecue sauce. So I was like, I have no idea
so
where this is going.
let me set the scene for you guys. So we get back from our hike. Me and Nancy and I are just completely like, we're like starving. We want food. All we've had is like Cliff Bars. So it's like we didn't have breakfast. Got up at 5 a.m. We're all the way back down the mountain. It's probably 11:30 now. We're like heading to this festival, which is like right by the lake there. So I, stoked for everything that I want. It takes forever because you have to buy, you need cash. So you go to ATM or not ATM because people have cash and stuff like that. And then you need tickets for the food. So you have to buy the tickets with the cash. It's like, dude, you're making this process like way more intricate than it needs to be. And so we get like food tickets and drink tickets and whatever, get our drinks. And I'm like, okay, like I want a hot dog first thing. Like I love festival hot dogs. Give me a hot dog. Dude, I want this hot dog.
Oh no.
And we go over there. Of course, they don't have it. It's not ready yet. I'm like, dude, you guys have been open for 30 minutes. Come on, like, what's going on here? But anyway, there's a place right next to us that serves like burgers, like chicken kebabs, stuff like that. So I'm like, fine, like, let's get a burger. And we see someone walk by with a burger, and I'm like, oh, dude, we made the right choice. Like, those burgers look amazing. And I'm like, I'm starving. And so we order our food. They come up pretty fast. It's like burger and chips, 10 tickets. And $10 for those that don't know the exchange rate. I'm like getting ready to have this burger. They put like spinach on there, onion, tomato, they have like Kobe Jack cheese. I'm like, dude, this looks amazing. And there's like the lines of like mustard, ketchup, barbecue, pump things.
Yeah.
I was like, oh dude, I'm gonna load this thing up because I love sauce. So I am all for it.
Oh, no.
So
Oh, no.
don't laugh, dude.
I'm sorry.
So I was going through and I was like, oh, I'll know how to do this. Like I already have my beer and my chips and like everything. So I'm like, I'm just gonna put my beer down, my chips down, everything. and then just hold the bun,
Solely
and then
focused,
just like for your sauce action. So
Oh.
I like started down the line. I only did. There's only three sauces. There's ketchup, mustard, barbecue. And I think they have packets or whatever. But like, so I started off at the mustard, worked perfectly as mustard should.
Oh.
Started at the ketchup, kind of hard. Pump was a little rough, but like you got to get the ketchup around. Had to spin the bun and everything, so it's all working fine. And finally, I get to this barbecue sauce, and I'm like, dude, this is it. This is the last sauce. I'm gonna put this thing on my burger, and I'm gonna eat it, and it's gonna be amazing. And I'm like pushing, and I'm like, oh, there's like nothing in there. And then there's like, you can feel like a pressure build up at the end. And you're like, oh, maybe there's just like not a lot of barbecue sauce in there. So like, I got to push down all the way and like squeeze it. And then I kid you not, the barbecue sauce shot out of there like a jet. And it like, it didn't shoot at me, which was the craziest part. It hit the bun and like splashed upward towards me. So like I'm pushing down this way, hitting the bun and coming up. And I kid you not, my face was like covered in barbecue sauce. There was like, I couldn't even see. I was just like, dude, I'm so hungry, and I can't believe this just happened. And Nancy's like grabbing tissues, trying to wipe my face, and like my shirt. You should see my shirt. It was a black shirt. Luckily, it wasn't like white or anything. It's like just completely drenched in barbecue. I was like, dude, how did this much barbecue come out of there? You can't even get any in the first pump anyway. So I was like, okay.
God. I'm fucking crying.
I was just so mad at this, and Nancy's like, you're $5. She's like trying to clean it up. I was like so mad, and like I was just so hungry that I'm like, fuck it. And there's like barbecue on my face though. And, like we sat down, I'm like, I'm just gonna eat because I just can't deal with this anymore.
Oh my God.
So
I am fucking crying.
it was like over my arms and everything. That's why I had a shower when I got back because like I didn't get that sweaty this time, but like luckily all the layers I packed, I was wearing a t-shirt at this time because it was kind of hot. It was like 80 degrees. So it's all over me, and I was like, and we still wanted to see the festival because it was the first thing we got.
You're already
we
fucking
got food
pissed.
first thing, and now I'm already fucking covered in barbecue sauce. So I put like my other jacket on, and I could just like feel you could like actually
it's like
rip
sticky.
off the.
Yeah. Oh,
I was like,
this is
perfect, dude.
I'm so sorry. That sounds.
It was like we just hiked up this mountain. It was like so beautiful. It was a lot, like really cool. We hit our goal 12,000. Hungry, getting food. I'm like, well, today's the worst day ever. And it's really funny because we were getting our second drink, and it's like right next to that tent.
Yeah.
And there's another guy going, and he's like trying the barbecue sauce. And before I can even say anything, he goes, and, like it goes over his like whole entire chest. And but he was wearing like a lighter colored shirt. So I'm like, damn, dude,
it's been getting people
what a
all
loser.
day. It's been like, could it be me? No, that's
literally.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's honestly so funny. That's so funny.
So
No,
yeah, that's my 4 p.m. meeting of the week.
the
That's gonna be like my 4 p.m. meeting of the year.
The year,
so you know.
yeah.
It's just like barbecue sauce. It was just crazy how it hit the bun and like came up like a wave.
I was gonna
of
say
barbecue sauce.
I was gonna say the thing that this sort of reminds me of, but thank God it wasn't to the same effect where it like splashed up on me. But I'm saying this because I know Gavin was there, and I know if Emma and Kyle are listening, they were there with at Top Golf, and they have those injectable donut holes, and so they had the little syringes. They have like chocolate, vanilla, and maybe like jelly or something. So I try, like, I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick. They have the little donut holes. You can just choose whatever you want with them. I'm like, this is great. Perfect purchase. This is awesome.
To the max.
And I do the first one. I was like, dang, this kind of took a little bit to like force it out. Like, whatever, we'll try this. And I put it, I was like, oh, this is good. And then I forgot which one I had. Maybe it was like one of them, whatever one I was trying was like, I think it was like the chocolate one, like took a bit to come out. And then I guess like the jelly is like fucking apparently pure liquid. But yeah, Gavin's fucking laughing in the chat. It's apparently pure liquid because I'm like, oh, dude, like this looks like it's gonna be phenomenal. Same thing. And I push down with the same force and goes, and it's literally everywhere. Like literally, I felt like such a fucking idiot because I'm like, here I am, a full grown adult, and I'm like, being like, can we have napkins? I made such a mess. And I'm
was
like,
it all over your face?
No. Thank God it was all over. But it was all over. This is what I was saying.
Like
it's
a
thank
barbecue
God.
clown.
Thank God it was not to your effect, but like it was all over my hands, all over. It was just such a mess, and I felt like such an idiot. So that was hands down.
I know. I felt like so embarrassed, but I was like, dude, I like couldn't even feel it because I was just so hungry at the time. Because there's a bunch of people there. I'm like, obviously they just all saw me get fucking tidal wave by barbecue.
absolutely
So like,
obliterated by the barbecue.
but then when I saw the other guy do it, I'm like, nice. I'm
Yeah.
not the only idiot
Oh
here.
yeah, well that's how I felt though. I was the only idiot.
It
Everyone
was
else
just so
like,
dumb because they're like, oh, this one's barbecue sauce too. It's like, oh, lit. Like,
yeah, okay.
you
So
could have said this wasn't barbecue sauce, and I just would have got ketchup and mustard, thinking they were both the same. And
that,
then you said that, and I'm like, well,
well, that's the
that's me.
thing. They need these to have like okay, like I don't know what it is, but the pressure on all three was not the fucking same.
It may have been the altitude too.
Yeah,
I
well,
don't know, but
I don't
like,
know. We were only like it definitely wasn't my instance. We were on the fucking second floor of Top
yeah, I don't know.
Golf in
500 feet
Schaumburg.
might have to do it.
Yeah, but oh my god, that immediately was what I thought of. So that's honestly funny as fuck, hilarious. But I feel bad because that's definitely not a fun experience.
No.
But okay, so
What about you?
my
Your
4
4
p.m.
p.m.
meeting of the
meeting.
week by comparison is like nothing. Like this is like such a minor inconvenience. Like I would so much rather deal with what
I
I'm
mean, I
doing.
guess mine wasn't that
No,
big of an
dude, that
inconvenience,
fucking
but
sucks. Like I'm telling you right now, just think of the Top Golf experience, dude. I'm like, that's like that a little bit on steroids. I'm
My
like,
face was like sticky, dude. I was like, this is
I'm just
the worst time.
the
too.
worst part. The worst part that I keep getting back to is that fucking splashback up at you. Like that's fucking insane. Like mine was just like a normal, like the syringe, and I went, "Pff," and it was all over my hands. I'm like, well, I'm a fucking idiot. But yours is like the fact that it came down with so much force, hit the button,
Like,
like, "Pff," it's fucking
dude,
insane.
yeah, dude, it was honestly crazy.
That's fucking insane. My 4 p.m. meeting of the week, so my inconvenience, just personal inconvenience is so there's three things. They're kind of all tied together about basically me being lazy. First off, so let's see. Last weekend, or no, this most recent weekend, I had Andy, Carter, Samantha, and Mitch. So Samantha's boyfriend. They came over. We were going to go to the Cubs game, and we went. That's when it got canceled. But whatever. They spent the weekend. So that I had the air mattress blown up. I still have it blown up by my door. But the part that makes this even worse is that is still inflated and has not moved since Mauricio and Andy visited me like 3 weekends ago. It's just chilling there. Like it's just chilling against the door frame. So
Yeah,
it's
dude, you
like
never know when you'll need it.
well, apparently not because I'm just like leaving it there, which is stupid as hell because I'm like even if someone came here last minute to crash, I have my couch, I have like a queen bed, like it's not a huge deal. But it's just pure laziness that I'm just letting it. It's like it's not bothering me in the doorway, so it's so much on the back burner. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Second of all, similarly tied to that, I've had two bar stools, and for this whole time I'm like, can't wait to get 3 and 4. Like I need those, like whatever. They were on back order. Finally placed the order, and I was like, dang, when these come, I'm gonna be so excited because I can. Last thing I need to put together, then it's like my apartment's like pretty much like top notch, complete, whatever. Nothing else I'm gonna need to build, and I've had the bar stools arrived like last week, and I've just been too lazy to put them. Like it's literally, and they're so easy to put together, like. But they're just chilling. Like they're in the box over there. It's just taking up space. And I'm just like
Just sitting on the box.
pure lazy.
On the bar.
Yeah, exactly. If people want to come here, be like, oh, you only had 2 bars. So it's like, oh, no, I have 4. You can sit on this box right here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Stack 'em
no,
up high.
it's so those again is just something that's on my like to-do list that I just have no desire. And then this last one, I think anyone can relate to after a trip. So as I said, like that'd be a week ago. Was on or wait, that'd be 2 weeks ago I was on PTO. Jesus Christ. 2 weeks ago I was on PTO, so went out, like I said, down to Missouri, and I have yet to unpack. So like I have my suitcase in my room, and it's been 2 weeks since I've been back, and I have not unpacked. So I just have my suitcase in there still. Still had some clean clothes, so I've actually just been using that. I'd be like, sweet dude, fucking ready to go. But yeah, very much not just not on top of things. I'm kind of just living amongst it. This is the benefit of being by myself because this is bothering literally no one besides myself.
Yeah,
and if it's just me, it's like, well, I have to blame this stupid guy. So I'm like, fuck that. It doesn't matter. So yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. And that's where it's like one of the nice things I said, I'm excited because I have nothing going on this weekend and I can chill. But one of the like side benefits of having something going on every weekend, and typically having people come here and like visit or whatever, is it's like forced me, not that I wouldn't want it to be clean anyway, but it's like forced me to make sure to stay on top of like cleaning my place and like making sure it's tip top shape and like all that stuff. And like
Yeah.
nobody's here this weekend, so like I have boxes, I have an air mattress chilling in my doorway, like it's just a mess. So just living with it, I guess. But yeah, that's my 4 p.m. meeting of the week.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I still hate doing all that shit too.
Oh yeah,
So.
it's not fun. But at least I don't know if this is good or bad, but like Nancy will probably be like, okay, we probably should get this done. For me, it's like I literally have no one but myself, and I literally could give a shit. Now, if someone
Yeah,
was coming
until you have
over,
a date over, then it's
yeah, then it's like, how do you feel about the air mattress? No, I'm just kidding. No, exactly.
look at these nice
exactly.
bar stools,
Yeah,
cardboard and everything.
Exactly. Okay, before we get into our comedic report, I did want to give a shout out to, it looks like Maurice. Oh, so when we had said earlier to like throw stuff in the chat, Mauricio mentioned Lonzo to the Bulls. Huge move for the Bulls.
And DeMar DeRozan.
And DeMar DeRozan. So Bulls are 100% back. I also just realized, I was like, oh, he said that he's got to be pumped, which maybe he is, but he's a Celtics fan.
Celtics
so
fan.
We're building a super team over here. I don't know what
He'll
y'all are
cheer
doing
for the
in
Bulls
Boston.
though too.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Unless it's versus Celtics.
Yeah, but
You got it, Mauricio.
yeah, we'll see. You guys got Jason Tatum still. I wish we had Jason Tatum. Lonzo to the Bulls. And then Gavin also just said, which I talked about Justin Fields a little bit previously. Gavin's like, I just want to say Justin Fields is going to win us the Super Bowl. And honestly, I can't disagree. The only part I disagree with is that it just says a Super Bowl. By the time his career's done, dude, multiple easy. Book it.
Yeah. It's the next Patrick Mahomes
Absolutely.
we got. So.
Oh, easy. But yeah, so I just want to make sure you give a shout out. Definitely, like I said, keep engaging with us in the chat. Thanks for joining us again. Like and subscribe below. Okay, getting into our comedic report. What do you have?
Yeah, so both of mine are coming from Twitter, so I'll do my best to show.
Okay. Oh, also,
There you
while
guys.
Tyler's looking this up really quick, this is the area where he's like, we got Dennis Schroeder. You did get him super cheap. But what I was going to say is, so for those of you who maybe aren't as familiar with this little segment, we usually share funny tweets, TikTok stuff we've come across over the last week. So what I'll say is we have always encouraged like submissions from you guys. So now that you guys are live listening, feel free. You have like probably the next 10 minute window, or I guess until we get off here, to if there's any funny tweets or TikToks that you want us to like just show us, just DM either our Instagram or Twitter account for the podcast, and we can share those if you want. But sorry,
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure to shout that out.
Or DM us, either way.
We can DM
Whatever's
us too,
easiest for
yeah,
you guys.
whatever is easiest. But Tyler, what did you got?
So I have this picture of SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, and Patrick, and it's the one where Mr. Krabs is choking the shit out of Patrick.
Yeah.
And it says pretty much, I don't know if you can see it,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's me, the finger that isn't cracking, and the rest of my hand.
That's
And
pretty
that pretty much is like me every time. I don't know why. I have this really bad habit of cracking my fingers. So it's
I
cracking
literally
me up.
just as you were saying
I was
that, I
like-
was cracking my fingers.
Yeah, literally. So if there's like one that's not going, I'm like, oh, it's on.
This is the
huh?
one.
Like, you really think you got me?
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And then my second one here, which is really funny. I don't know why, because it just like made me chuckle. But it's I ain't a magician, but I got a couple of Twix up my sleeve, and it's a
That's
guy with
hilarious.
Twix up his sleeve, and it's also funny because his foot is backwards.
Oh my god, I did not. I've seen.
I was like, dude,
I
this
saw
is
that, but
hilarious.
That's
I was like,
fucking
what the
weird.
heck?
Oh my god, that's wild.
I know I showed you guys a glare on YouTube, so hopefully you guys were able to see that.
No, that's good. No, I
they're
no, you
honestly
could
so
definitely,
funny.
You could definitely see it because at least they're seeing the same screen I'm seeing. So, okay, so I've got two as well. So this first one I thought was hilarious. It was a tweet, and I'm just gonna show it, like the picture, if you guys can see. It says, "LOL, you're such a dumb creature, human talking to like a gorilla or monkey." And
That
then it
pays-
says,
no, yeah.
"You're the only creature that pays to live on Earth."
On
Talking
Earth.
back to the human. I'm like,
I think I saw you like that. That was pretty funny.
that is fucking hilarious. I'm like, it's also very true. And when you think about it, that's like one of those things where like you can just like overthink sometimes. You're just like, damn, dude, when you really think about it, like we literally pay
just-
to live here.
we're
like,
just here to
who came
pay
up with
bills.
that? Like,
That's
why?
all we're here to do.
Like, why? That's so stupid. Okay, this next one made me laugh.
And would you like to add?
Sorry, super loud. So it's basically, we were talking last week about customer service and like working drive-throughs. So this is kind of what, kind of I guess in the same vein. So I'm gonna just.
And would you like to add cheese to your burger? No, thank you. Just the plain burger for me. Wonderful. And would you like to add fries to that? No, just the burger, please. Copy that. Would you like to add a drink to your order? No. Just the burger, please. Oh, I hear you loud and clear. Are you a member of our ooey gooey burger reward system today? What the fuck is that? Give me your phone number and you'll find out. I don't think I will. I just want my burger, please. Well, there's no need to yell. I'm just reading my script. You're right. I'm sorry. Just a burger, please. If you say so. You wouldn't want to happen to give me your social security number and home address, would you? I hope your death is slow and painful. And would you...
So I just wanted to share that because it cracks me up when we're talking working customer service, and they're always, one of the things you were always taught, we were even taught this at the movie theaters, like always upsell, but at a certain point you just gotta fucking give up because they're like, literally, this is all I want. Like, do not like end this conversation. This transaction is over. So I thought that was really funny.
Nah, I know. Some of the scripts at McDonald's and Panda were always so funny. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh my god.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
let it go.
Cracks me up. Okay, so that is what we had for our comedic report. Definitely,
Yep.
as we're starting our 5v5, if there's anything that you guys want us to share on here, send it our way, throw it in the chat, whatever you got. But yeah, in the meantime, we can get our 5v5 kicked off with 5v5 of best pizza toppings. So,
Yeah, let's do this. To be honest, I only really like 4 pizza toppings out there, but
we'll see what
I'll give you 5.
So, what did we do last week? I can't.
The worst.
The worst. Oh yeah, the worst.
I
thing
think
to say. Oh,
that
I went
was-
first because I said the Ted Mosby. I love you
love
on a
you.
first date.
Okay. I think probably the number one thing I'm gonna have to say is pepperoni.
Pepperoni, solid. I mean, classic. You can't go wrong.
Can't
with
go
pepperoni.
wrong. Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's funny because like, so I like pepperoni, but like for me, that would not have been my number. Like my number one, which will be my pick, is sausage. Like sausage on pizza is just top notch.
Sausage.
I mean, I guess you really can't go wrong with any of this. Pizza in general is just really good, but
Yeah. I mean, like, I think I just had pepperoni way too much.
Mm-hmm.
That like I really like sausage now, just because it like feels like it's
it just feels different. Hits different.
it's different. Are we also doing sauces as like a topping?
I think that's fine. I mean, if you just do like tomato sauce, like I'd say no. But like if you're doing like,
Well, I'm saying like ranch.
yeah, I'd say
It's probably
I'd
fine.
say that's fine.
Because
Also,
like
one other
I
thing,
order pizzas with like sauce, like drizzle.
yeah. So I would
on
say
it.
I would say that's a topping. The one thing I'll say, and I guess we could decide this now, or maybe even in the chat, you guys can provide us like feedback on this. But like the only thing where I was saying is maybe not a topping is just like cheese. Like maybe if it's a certain type of cheese, like yeah, that's a topping. But like if you
Yeah,
think
like
about
feta
it,
or-
if you think about like I wrote cheese down potentially like if I wanted
Yeah,
to
I
use it.
wrote like extra cheese.
Well, yeah, so like maybe you could say like that's technically a topping, like extra cheese, or like maybe a specific type of cheese to add on top of the pizza. But like straight up just like a plain cheese pizza, that's not a topping because if you think about it, when you're ordering a pizza, it's like, oh, I want to
That's
add
the
one
bare
topping.
necessity.
It's like you already have cheese on it, so. But I don't
Yeah.
know if people are like, I don't know. That was the way I
Gonna
looked
come
at
for
it.
you now.
Yeah, exactly. Coming at me with pitchforks, but okay. So, Mauriceo's giving us ideas in the chat. I got some
Yeah,
jalapenos. I don't know if I've
jalapenos.
ever had jalapenos on pizza. It'd probably be good though. I like them on
Pretty
nachos.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what were you gonna say? You're gonna. It sounds like you're gonna choose a sauce.
I said ranch.
Oh, ranch. Okay. So I didn't know if you solid.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Okay, my next pick. I'm gonna go green peppers.
Nice, dude. That's one I had. That was like the one that I was gonna be like, well, that's the one I'll throw on there.
Well, it's funny
Because I
because
feel like it's pretty good. I feel like I'll eat it, but I won't
Yeah.
like enjoy
I
myself.
wish I had
but
back-to-back picks because I want to pick something else. But you
Nice.
got next
with ketchup, Mauricio, get out of here. That's
with
weird.
ketchup.
Don't
Jalapenos
say
are
that.
what the ew and the he really likes. He had the little like drool emoji guy.
Okay.
But that like oh, wait.
Pizza. I think I feel like I remember doing that in like elementary or like
Yeah.
middle school hot lunch. But
Mauricio's like that's me every day. I just okay.
Yeah,
So my whole
that's
thing and
my
Mauricio,
hot lunch.
I'd be curious. Like, feel free to defend yourself. But I'm like, isn't you already have the tomato sauce? Like you're just adding like cold tomato like sauce. I guess that's not sauce. It's like the
Or
ketchup,
room
but-
temperature.
or room temperature, whatever. But it's just like it's weird because you already have. I don't know. But
Yeah.
okay, sorry. So
I think my next pick is gonna be bacon.
bacon, yeah, that was what I was potentially gonna pick, but I'm happy because I wanted to pick this next one for my list. So bacon is a good one. That was definitely one that I was considering for my last pick. But what I really wanted for my next pick was onions, because in my opinion, if you had to like, if I could choose 3 toppings to make the best pizza, it'd be sausage, green pepper, and onion, like hands down.
That's like the supreme style
Yeah,
pizza.
like I love those. I love those. So for me,
That's funny because I'd probably pick like pepperoni, bacon, and sausage.
well, I guess if like, okay, so
Meat
if I'm in like a
lovers.
mood for like a meat lovers pizza or something, like definitely down for that. But like, I don't know, like green pepper and onion on a pizza is just so good. And that's where I was like, since we're only doing one topping at a time, like if I could pick like green pepper and onion as like one topping, like that would have probably been one, like I probably would have had sausage first for sure, but a green pepper and onion would have been second. So since they were split, I was like, shit, if he picks onions, this is going to suck. But I got both. So we're good.
There you go, dude.
So what do
Worked
you got
out
for
for you.
your 4th pick?
I think my 4th one is actually going to be another sauce. It's going to be a hot sauce because I
Ooh.
love putting hot sauce on everything. But like, there's this one, whenever there's a pizza that they say they like drizzle hot sauce on it, I'm getting it just because
Yeah.
like I love a pizza like baked with hot sauce.
Mm-hmm. That's solid. That's solid. Trying to think. I don't really like any of the, I have like a bunch of others listed, but I'm like, I don't really like those. I'm gonna say, well, I know there's a popular one, but I don't really get this on my pizza, so I'm not gonna say that. But one I have had that's actually really good is like buffalo chicken. So it's kind of like the spicy too, but like the buffalo chicken type pizzas. If you're like at one of those places where they have like I wouldn't probably order that at, like a traditional like pizza place, but if there's those places where you can like customize your pizza and it's like one of their preset, I'm like, if I'm feeling something different, sign me up for buffalo chicken.
Yeah, that's true. I do like buffalo chicken. I actually like barbecue chicken
I was gonna
better,
say,
but
like for some people are probably like, you're a dumbass for not picking barbecue chicken, but like I've never really gotten that on a pizza. Like I've had it, I've tried
really,
it, but
I
I've-
love barbecue.
But it's
chicken on
not something
pizza.
that like,
especially like I love when
really
they use
order.
barbecue sauce on it.
Is that
That's
about to
always
be your next
fire.
pick?
No, I already have 3. I already have 2 sauces. I'll probably say
Also, barbecue sauce is probably not on the top of your mind right now. You're like,
Yeah.
that does not seem the light of day.
I've had enough of barbecue sauce. Damn, I don't know because I feel like this is all very the same shit for me. So I would just say
Just go
ham.
for it.
I don't care.
Ham? No, ham's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but I have like pepperoni, bacon,
You
ham.
sound
It's
you
like
sound so disappointed in yourself. No, I think
it's like this is like the pizza of a little kid. Like pepperoni, ranch, bacon, hot sauce, and ham. You know, it's like oh wow, someone's really matured in their taste buds.
that's hilarious. Yeah, I guess I have some veggies in there. So for our vegetarian listeners, they're gonna be like, easy choice. Tyler does not respect us. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. If we have any ages of 0 to 10 in our following,
Dad,
I
you
got
really
you,
hit that.
baby.
You really hit that sweet spot. Okay, my next pick. Okay, Actually, I'm pandering a little bit to one of the people listening to this, Gavin, because he's the one who introduced me to adding this on just like my Domino's orders. If ever I'm like have 2 things, I don't feel like sausage and bacon or sausage, green pepper, and onion or something. Is Gavin just joked, no barbecue sauce on it. But no, what I will say is adding
You got it
cheddar
on my
cheese.
face.
So like adding cheddar cheese to a pizza, it's really good.
damn, that just reminds me. My stepdad used to put Velveeta on the frozen pizzas.
Oh,
and
was that good?
I mean, it was okay, but like it's not something I like seeked out. So I just like whenever there's like another cheese coming into play with pizza, I'm like, okay, well,
yeah, like
take it back
I
a step.
am all about like those like 5 cheese or like those pizzas are
that's
so
true,
good.
I guess.
But
Yeah, that's
but those
true.
are like types of like there's usually like cheddar or like mozzarella, obviously, like usually like the what is it, like Romano cheese, stuff like that. But like Velveeta is not usually something you like, you know what I want on my
It's
pizza.
fake cheese.
Oh god. I mean, every once in a
Provel
while like you
cheese.
can like Velveeta, like sure, but I don't know. I do not know if that's something that I want on pizza. I
Yeah.
haven't had Velveeta cheese in a minute. I remember having
Yeah,
it
no,
every once
neither
in a
do I,
while
and
when
I
was
don't
a
plan
little
to.
kid.
So
Getting some PTSD right now. Okay, so what else did you have? And feel free. I know Mauricio put jalapenos, which sounded good. I was like, dang, Mauricio's on top of these pizza toppings.
Yeah,
And then
there's
he
like the taco
followed it up with
Tex-Mex
ketchup.
pizza.
So I don't know, but definitely throw stuff in the chat that we missed. But
Yeah.
what is stuff you had?
I know there's like taco Tex-Mex pizzas that
Ooh,
people
yeah,
like
yeah.
that I like, but it's hard. You can't really say like a topping like lettuce, sour cream. Like they'd be like,
kinda
okay,
weird. I'd be like, what are
So-
you making over there, a taco or pizza?
there's like those, and then also there's the ones that I don't really eat ever, like mushrooms, olives.
Oh yeah, mushrooms. I put black olives because like, if I had to add a fourth, well, I probably wouldn't. But it's like
I actually do like black
I've
olives,
had
but-
pizzas where it's been sausage, green pepper, onions, and black olives, and they've been solid. Like in
Yeah,
black
that's
olives
like
is one-
another supreme thing, I think.
Exactly.
Supreme style.
What was I just about to say? Have you? This is not a topping by any means, but like, obviously those Jack's frozen pizzas are phenomenal. Gavin says I like black olives.
Yeah, black olives are
Those
good.
Jack's frozen pizzas. Have you ever had the cheeseburger pizzas?
Yeah.
Because I tried it because I was just like, it was one of those days.
It's just
where I'm
sausage and bacon, right? Like I was
I
like
have no
ground
idea.
meat and
like,
bacon.
I don't know. It was fucking good though. But it was one of those things where I was just hungry as fuck. So I was like looking up different Jack's pizzas I could try.
Yeah,
and
dude,
it's
I
like
could
a
smash
cheeseburger
one
one,
of
dude.
those easily.
Add to cart, and it was so fucking good.
When I used to live alone, I just make a Jack's pizza and cut it in fours, and I just eat that.
That's all you need. You shouldn't even
No.
cut it, dude. Just one fucking.
Now with a girlfriend, you got to share, dude.
She can have one
Unfortunately, no, I'm just
slice.
kidding.
No, I'm kidding.
It's better for me that I don't do that anymore. But what else was I just gonna say with pizzas?
All right, so
Oh yeah, so there's one thing that I haven't done since Pizza Pros, but I forgot who told me to do this. But chopped garlic, not just like garlic crust, but like chop up the garlic and put it as like a topping. It like almost
Really?
melts cheese.
I really
And
like.
when
I
you
really
bite
like-
it, it like melts too.
I really like garlic, so I would definitely be all about trying that
Yeah,
for sure.
I heard that's pretty good.
All right, so Mauricio clarified in the chat. He's saying ketchup. It seems based on his response, he said ketchup. It just makes it better when you have leftover pizza. I still don't. I'm not saying I agree, but I guess maybe that's a little bit clarification. What? So something
I'm
that
a
I
big
had.
sauce guy, so any sauce with like cold pizza is good for me. But I don't know if I'd grab
Yeah,
the ketchup bottle
yeah, that would not be on the top of my list.
or mustard
Yeah.
or barbecue sauce anymore.
Yeah, no. So some others that I had that we didn't say. I put oregano. So I mean, it's not really like a topping. It's more like a seasoning, but that's usually really good. Basil. Like if this is like a margarita
Yeah.
pizza, I put like basil, tomatoes. Like that's really good. I did
What's the
write down.
cheese or margarita?
It's it's like
pizza?
it's just like the little dollops of mozzarella. So I guess you could have said
Yeah, that's
mozzarella.
right.
But if you said mozzarella cheese, it's like that's usually on every
Yeah,
pizza.
no shit.
Exactly. It's like, oh, coming out with some real winners on this side. And then I also had barbecue chicken, which we already said. So that was like the extent of my list.
Notice how we both didn't say pineapple.
Yeah, that was a intentional omission. We are not a pineapple on pizza podcast. So if that is something you like, apologies. But yeah.
No apologies.
Okay, so
You don't get apologies.
we'll recap our 5v5 here. We're going to be closing up into like a minute or so, but if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about or anything else you want us to comment on, feel free to throw it in the chat in the next minute, or we're just going to close up shop. So what were your 5? You can repeat them
So
back.
I had pepperoni, ranch, bacon, hot sauce, and ham. And about you?
And I had sausage, green pepper, onion, buffalo chicken, and cheddar cheese.
Nice. That's a solid run. I feel like.
Yeah, I
Mine
feel
is
like
just
that's
trash.
I feel like that's pretty solid. Okay, we'll stay on for like
So-
another minute maybe. Or I don't know if we even want to, like nobody's really saying anything in the chat, but
Yeah, I can just.
yeah, you can start. But before you go really quick, definitely make sure if you haven't already, like and subscribe. And thank you for listening. This has been fun. The YouTube.
Yeah,
thing
everyone.
seems
Thanks
to
for
be
tuning
hopefully
into
working
our
well.
YouTube stream. Hopefully, this will give us a little more content, a little more flexibility when it comes to like posting and getting you guys anything you want to see us do.
Absolutely. I know one of the things that we still haven't done, and it's probably going to have to be something we wait till we're in person, but we still got to do that thing where we're tasting all those different beers and going for what was it? It's the taste, the chuggability, and the what was
Look
the
at
third
the
one?
can.
The look of the can, and like you rank them all. Like I still want to do
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
Mauricio
Can I
just
say the PSG?
I was about to say Mauricio's just He's Mr.
talking about the most current sports news.
That's what I was saying, we
Yeah,
have
that is
ESPN
pretty
in the
nuts. And I
chat.
heard Ronaldo's free next year too. So maybe
Is he
Ronaldo
really?
to PSG.
Oh, Ronaldo to Watford. He saw that first win. He's like, I know where I'm going.
Yeah,
That is
So-
funny. Yeah, Mauricio's on top of the sports news right now.
that's right.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. It's like they're doing the whole super team thing in soccer now, I guess. But
Yeah, well, they've always done that. Even like Real
Yeah.
Madrid's been known as like El Galactico, like the Galaxy team.
yeah, but I will say the nice thing, I guess the better thing for soccer versus like basketball in that sense is like there's more people on the field, so it's like obviously
Plus, there's
Messi-
just like so much more competition.
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
so much more competition.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to like really get everyone and everyone.
Gavin just said in the chat Ronaldo back to Man U. That would be a hell of a move. He's kind of old
That'd be a
though,
hell
so
of a
how
move.
much would you be willing to pay him? Probably not what he'd be looking for.
No, you, Gavin. How much will you?
How much? Yeah, you personally. How much are you gonna Venmo Ronaldo to join the team?
They just got Sancho though, so I feel like you guys will be fine.
Yeah. No, that's solid. That's solid.
Because I hear Mbappe might be leaving PSG next year too, and so maybe they'll get Ronaldo and Messi
Dang.
together for PSG.
That'd be pretty wild. That would be pretty wild. I was hoping that some of these guys would go to the Premier League. So maybe Ronaldo will, but I don't know if he's going to PSG, then he wouldn't be. But
No, I think that's just people like hoping that Messi and Ronaldo eventually play together because they always refer back to that like Balloon d'Or ceremony where they're like sitting next to each other and they're like, "Do you guys ever think you'll like be on the same team?" He's like, "Who knows? You
Yeah.
know, the future is always like
Yeah.
whatever," or however they fucking said it.
yeah, Gavin, I've got $3. Take it or leave it. I think Ronaldo's headed to Man U. You can start it now. Does Man U have Zaha, Andy, notorious Crystal Palace fan? So I guess maybe he'll want to come to Crystal Palace. We're just throwing everyone on
right,
the table.
dude.
But that's hilarious. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I'll let Tyler wrap it up here because you guys can also look up sports news on Twitter. But
Or just keep asking Mauricio.
or just keep asking Mauricio if you want to hit up Mauricio. He's definitely on top of it. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. Definitely let us know what you think of
Yeah.
it. But yeah, Tyler, you can take it away.
Yeah. So we hope you guys enjoyed this YouTube stream. This is the first one, so we hope to make this probably the next like standard as we go forward. We hope you guys enjoyed our conversations about Denver, Chicago. Hopefully you guys are encouraged now to go out and visit either Jason and I or explore on your own. And hopefully you give us some more suggestions on places you like in Chicago or Denver or even any other cities that we might be going to in the future. I know our deep dives really get you guys thinking. And then also our 4 p.m. meetings of the week really is I bet the places you guys look forward to because I definitely don't. So we hope you guys